In this video, you will focus on improving the three most important aspects of your financials, so your finances can become strong and support you in preparing, adapting, and overcoming the challenging times ahead. By the end of this video workshop, you will know exactly how you're doing in all those three aspects of your finances, and you will know also what to add, what to change, and what to stop doing in order to create a solid financial base for you and for your family. So this is going to be a working video, which means you're going to do some work. So you need a pen and some papers, and preferably the printout of the PDF, which you can find the link in the description below this video. So if you need a moment to get what you need to get, then pause the video. I'll wait. Got it? Great. Let's go to work. So now we know that money cannot buy you happiness. That's true. But your financial situation has a major effect on your overall well-being. Even in normal times, when you have some money worries and you're not sleeping so well at night because of those, then it affects your self-esteem, it affects your health, it affects your relationship, and it certainly affects your happiness level. But this is not normal time. When we're seeing what's coming ahead of us with this financial crisis that is going to hit us very strongly, then millions of people are losing their jobs and millions of businesses are going bankrupt and currencies are losing their values, then you have to commit yourself completely to ignore the outside economy and just focus on your own personal economy. And in order to develop your own personal economy that is strong and thriving, you need to focus on three main factors. There's more, but we'll focus on three main ones. The first one is your financial IQ, your financial intelligence. Okay? How do you understand money and what you do with money? So this is the first factor. The second factor is your lifestyle, or more accurately, your expenses or your lifestyle costs. And the third one is your income, the money that comes in. By the end of this video workshop, you will know exactly what you need to do in those three areas in order to create for yourself your own personal economy in the most efficient and effective way. So, are you ready to work? Let's go for it. Let's start by taking a look at your financial situation as it is right now. Not as you want it to be, not as it should have been, but as it is right now. So I'm going to ask you 10 questions. Each question I'm going to give you just a very short time just to think about it. The first thing that comes into your mind, you need to give it a score between 0 to 10. 0 means that it's really bad, the situation, and 10 means it's perfect, it's fantastic. Okay, and try to give it as objective as you can between 0 to 10. So the first thing you want to look at is your working income. How happy are you with your working income? 0, you're very unhappy. It's either 0, your working income, or it's just not enough in order to provide you for what you need for your lifestyle, for you, for your family. And 10 is that your working income is fantastic. Okay, so just take a second and do that. Next one is your savings. And again, give yourself a score between 0 to 10. You want to be able to live as many months as possible on your saving without income, especially in a situation like it's happening right now. So if you feel comfortable to live for the next 3, 6, 12 months on your saving, that's great. If you have no savings, then that's not so great. So give yourself a score between 0 to 10. The next one is debts and loans. This time, the more debts and loans you have, the lower your number, the lower your score, of course. If you're totally debt-free, give yourself 10. That's fantastic. That's where you should be. But if you have any loans, including mortgage, of course, but any other loans that you might have, then depends on their size, give yourself a low score. The next one is your passive income. Passive income is an income that you generate without having to actively work. It's not coming out of the sky. Usually you have to work very hard for it at the beginning to create it once, but then you can earn from it or profit from it times again and again. Okay, so that's what passive income means, and you want to have a high passive income as much as you can. If you have no passive income, then give yourself 0. If you have passive income, then give yourself a number that feels right for you. If your passive income is bigger than your lifestyle cost, which means that you don't have to work, your passive income can pay for your lifestyle, then you are financially free by our definition, and you can give yourself a high score for that. The next one, you want to look at your investments, if you have any. Again, score between 0 to 10. If you have no investments or your investments are regularly losing money, then give yourself a 0. If your investments are generating money for you or giving you a return on your investment, then give yourself a number which is higher. Depends on how happy you are with that. The next one is what we call a contribution. This is when you're actually having excess money and you choose to give it to causes that are important for you, to donate it if you want. And this is part of what we call the enlightened millionaire mind. That's important, that we're creating a better world with what we have. Now, if you don't have, or you choose not to donate or to contribute money, that's fine. Just give yourself a 0 for that. And if you're contributing a lot and you feel that you're doing something with your money which is more than just for you, then give yourself a higher number. The next one is your insurances and will or last testament. And you want to make sure that those are in order. So if you have right now the most important insurances, whatever they are for you, if it's health insurance and life insurance and maybe house insurance or car insurance, all those in place, and a will, then give yourself a high score. If you have none of those, then give yourself 0, and any other number in between, depends on your situation. The next one we want to discuss is your lifestyle costs. Now, this time the numbers are the opposite. The higher your lifestyle cost, the lower your score, right? Because then it means that your expenses are very, very high. So what you want to see is how high are your expenses compared to your income and compared to what you can do. And if they are too high, then give yourself a low number. If they are low, then give yourself a high number for that. The next one is more mental or emotional. It's your money worries. How much do you worry about money? So if you're worry-free, either because you have lots of money or you're just not a person that is worried about money, then give yourself a high score. If you cannot sleep at night and you find yourself, waking up with a cold sweat because of money issues or money worries, then give yourself a very low number. And the last one is your observation of your financial IQ. Give yourself a score between 0 to 10 about your understanding of how money works, or the money game, if you want. So if you don't really get how it works, then give yourself a very low number. If you understand all the nuances of the money game, then give yourself a high number. So right now you should have 10 scores between 0 to 10. What I want to do is want to give you right now a minute to just quickly calculate all those scores together, so you'll have your total score for your financial situation right now, and it needs to be a number between 0 to 100. If you got more than 100, you made a mistake in your calculation, so calculate it again. Okay, so you want to get the number and see if you're happy with that. If you're happy with the number, fantastic. If you're not happy with the number, you need to make a commitment for yourself to change. Just a commitment to change. We will work on that in the coming video, but you want to make sure that you're making that commitment. So I'm going to give you a minute to go over the scores, collect them together or summarize them together, and then let me know in the comment box below what is your score. So whatever it is, 72 out of 186, 34, whatever it is, and your commitment to improve your financial situation. I'm going to give you a minute right now. Your financial situation as it is now is a direct result of all the financial decisions you made so far in the past. And all those financial decisions that you made in the past were based on your financial IQ. So if you're not that happy or you're not that thrilled with the financial results that you have right now in your life, then You need to start taking a look, very good look at your financial IQ. And that's what we're going to start doing right now. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you 1 minute to write down. And it's important that you write down on paper. This is how your unconscious mind starts working for you. So write down on paper for 1 minute. What can you do in order to improve your financial IQ in the coming weeks or months? What can you and are you willing to do in order to improve your financial IQ in the coming months? Write it down now. All right, we're not going to spend a lot of time right now on financial IQ because it's a big topic and it takes a lot of time. And I created quite a lot of material, video content and audio content about how to increase, how to raise your financial IQ. So just do yourself a favor and for me, and just write down in the comment box below if you want me to deliver you some of this material in the next few weeks. I'll just send you links to some videos if you're interested. Okay, so just let me know, and if I see that enough people are interested, I will make sure that I'll create something nice and send it to you. Okay, we're going to spend a lot more time and a lot more attention on the other two parts of your of the base for your personal economy, and the second one is your expenses. So this is how much your current lifestyle costs you and how much it should cost you, basically. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and it's really, really important that you answer as honestly as you can based on the information that you have right now. Some of it you'll have to go look for it. Don't do that now. Just if I'm asking you to estimate something, then estimate it or guesstimate it, and later you can check it more accurately. So the first question I want to ask you about your expenses is how much are you actually spending on average every single month right now in your life? Okay. So you might not know the number exactly, so guesstimate it and make sure that you write what are the categories or the main categories on which you're spending the money. It might be food, it might be appliances, it might be taxes, it might be rent or mortgage, whatever it is. Okay, so just write down what are the main categories and how much in total, in general, on average, are you spending a month. You have 1.5 minutes for it right now. Great. So now you have a number. Now you know what is your average expenses per month. And what I would like to ask you right now is to spend 1.5 minutes and think how you can cut that number or how you can lower your expenses in the coming months. This is very, very, very important, both as a financial like you. So you want to always live below your means. So you want to make sure that your costs are lower all the time. But especially now when the crisis is hitting us, then income might go down. And what you want to make sure is that your expenses are as low as possible. So I'm asking you right now to find all the ways that you can simplify your life, even if it's for a few months. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, but you need to find a way to lower your expenses, your monthly expenses, your yearly expenses. I'm going to give you 1.5 minutes for that. Do it now. All right, so now you had a look at your expenses, and now let's take a look at the other side, and that's the third factor that is building actually your personal economy, and that's your income. And no matter how low your expenses are, you need income, and most of us, or many of us, will start seeing that our income is not as stable or not as secured as it used to be. And this is a very, very good time right now to take a look at your income, what it is right now, and how we can improve it and make sure that it supports you in the future. So what I'd like you to do now is to take 1 minute and describe on paper, what are your sources of income right now? Is it a salary? Is it freelance jobs? Are those projects? Are those one-on-one assignments? Is it passive income? Whatever are your sources of income. Can be one source, can be many sources, can be no source right now. That's okay. Write it down on paper. This is important. Take 1 minute for that right now. All right, so before we move on to the next part, let me introduce you to what I call the law of income, okay? Income equals V times N, okay? V times N. So V stands for the value that you deliver to the marketplace, and N stands for the number of people or number of organizations that are actually benefiting from the value that you deliver them. So your income can increase if you increase the value that you deliver to the marketplace, or if you can increase the number of people or organizations that are getting the value, or preferably if you can increase both, then your income grows. Clear? So what I'd like you to do now is to take 1.5 minutes and think how can you increase your income in the next coming month, not years or decades, but in the next few months? How can you increase your income? And you want to take a look at how can you increase the value that you deliver, or the number of people or organization that you deliver to them, or both, whatever you choose. So 1.5 minutes for that, starting now. Wonderful. I hope you got some new ideas for that, or some inspiration, or at least some creativity start popping up. And if you did, please click the like button, because I want you to like, and I want to know that you liked it. And that helps me also to know where exactly I could support you even more. And then we're going to move to the next question. And the next question is taking a look at what are the risks that can come your way right now. Okay, what can happen right now that your income will go down or disappear in the next month? Something that you see from the outside, maybe something that comes from the inside, maybe illness or sickness that you're feeling right now is coming up. Maybe it's something that comes from the economy. Maybe it's because of the regulations and laws that are changing right now. Maybe it's industries that are falling apart. Maybe it's clients, your clients, that are falling apart. You may be doing okay for now, but your clients are right now going bankrupt, so they cannot afford you in the future. So just have a look at all the possible risks. And I know this is quite upsetting, and you might not want to look. Many people prefer to put their head in the sand and, everything will be okay. The government will take care of me. Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's, take care of your own personal economy. That's what we're trying to do here. So take a look at all the risks that comes your way. I'm going to give you 1.5 minutes for that, starting now. Great. So I hope that you're not too much into stress right now, but that you have at least an objective overview of reality. This can happen. Might not happen, but might happen. Those are the risks that might come your way. And what I want to do right now is to take 1.5 minutes and come up with all the possible solutions or ways that you can either avoid those risks or mitigate them. Okay, there are ways, there are always ways. But most of the people don't think about it until the wave hit them, very, very strongly. So right now, maybe you have still time to think how you can avoid or mitigate them, and then choose if you want to do that or not. But right now, take 1.5 minutes to think of all the ways that you can avoid or mitigate those risks. All right, so this is when you start taking responsibility and when you start becoming proactive and taking care of your own personal economy. Let the world economy fall apart. That's not something that we as individuals have power to influence, but we do have all the influence in the world on our own personal economy, and that's what we're trying to do now. And I want to remind you before we move further, the rule of 2080. Remember that. This is all. I keep on saying it again and again and again in all those videos because it's crucial. Okay, there's so many things you can do, but there's only 20% of the action that you will do that will generate 80% of your results. I mean, it's not 2080 necessarily, but the minority of your actions will create the majority of your results. So let's focus on those minority of the actions that will actually make the most of the results. So what I want you to commit right now is to one new way to generate income. It can be a new product that you're willing to develop, a new service that you want to offer. Maybe it's a new side business that you want to do. It's up to you, but I want you to commit to one new way to generate income. Take 1 minute for that right now. All right, so what I want you to look right now is on your business, on the activities that you're doing today that are generating for you income. And I want you to pick up the 3 activities that generate you most of the income. And I want you to commit to do more of them in the next few weeks or months. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute to figure out what are the 3 activities in your business that are already generating you most of your income and commit to do more of them. Write them down now. All right, so now let's take a look at your expenses. And what I wanted you to do now is to take 1 minute and to pick up 3 expenses that you're willing to lower in the next few months. Okay, it can be anything. It can be subscriptions that you're having for some things. It can be renegotiating certain terms or contracts. It can be lowering your expenses on food or on transportation, whatever it is. Okay, 3 expenses that you're willing to lower in the next few months. Take 1 minute to commit to it right now on paper. And now I'm going to ask you to take the knife and make a commitment to cut 1 expense that you have regularly on a monthly basis out of your life. That's it, not anymore. So you're not going to lower it, but you're going to cut it and get rid of it. You're not going to have it anymore. Take 1 minute to figure it out and commit to it on paper. All right, so now I'm going to give you 2 minutes to let me know in the comment box below your 4 commitments. The first one is what new money-generating activity you're going to do. The second one is 3 money-generating activities that you already do that you're willing to do more of in the coming months. The third one is commit to 3 expenses that you're willing to lower in the coming months. And the fourth one is 1 expense, 1 monthly expense that you're willing to cut and eliminate from your life. Let me know. This is important for you to commit in front of all of us, and it's important for me so I can support you, and maybe somebody else from the community, from the tribe, can chime in and give some feedback and tips. So I have 2 minutes for that, and I'll see you on the other side. Yay, you did it. You're a superhero. And now you have it all. Now you know exactly how you can create your own personal economy so you can ignore the rest of the things that are happening around you. But now it's up to you. And until we meet again, live fully, stay awesome from Nisande.